Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anantadev Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anantadev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Haribo. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivijakacharya Ashtottara Shadashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanand. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories and glories Shri Guru and Dharanga, all glories Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narancheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, The Birth of Lord Krishna, verse number 37 and 38. Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Nitai Gauranga ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Tadavam paritushtoham, Tadavam paritushtoham, Amuna vapushangane. Tadavam paritushtoham, Amuna vapushanaghe. Tapasa shraddhaya nityam, Bhaktya cha hridi bhavitah. Pradurasam varadarad, Pradurasam varadarad, Yuvayo kamaditsaya, Vriyatam vara ityukte, Madrisho vambrita sutah. Tada vam paritushtoham, Amuna vapushanaghe. Tapasa shraddhaya nityam, Bhaktya cha hridi bhavitah. Pradurasam varadarad, Yuvayo kamaditsaya, Yuvayo kamaditsaya, Vriyatam varaityukte, Madrisho vamvrita sutah. Tada vam paritushtoham, Amuna vapushanaghe. Tapasa shraddhaya nityam, Bhaktya cha hridi bhavitah. Pradurasam varadarad, Yuvayo kamaditsaya, Vriyatam varetyukte, Madrisho vambrita sutah. Madrisho Vitasvata. Word to word meaning. Tada, then, after the expiry of 12,000 celestial years. Vam, with both of you. Paritushtaha aham. I was paritushtaha aham. I was very much satisfied. Amuna, by this. Vapusha, in this form as Krishna. Anaghe, O my dear sinless mother. Tapasa, by austerity. Shraddhaya, by faith. Nityam, constantly engaged. Bhaktya, by devotional service. Cha, as well as. Riddhi, within the core of the heart. Bhavitaha, fixed in determination. Pradurasam, appeared before you in the same way. Varada Ratirat, Varadarat, the best of all who can bestow benedictions. Ityukte, Yuvayoho, of both of you. Kama Titsaya, wishing to fulfill the desire. Vriyatam, asked you to open your minds. Varaha, for a benediction. Ityukte, when you were requested in this way. Madrishaha, exactly like me. Vam, of both of you. Britaha, was asked. Sutaha, as your son. You wanted a son exactly like me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O sinless Mother Devaki, after the expiry of 12,000 celestial years in which you constantly contemplated me within the core of your heart with great faith, devotion, and austerity, I was very much satisfied with you. Since I am the best of all bestowers of benediction, I appeared in this same form as Krishna to ask you to take from me the benediction you desire. You then expressed your desire to have a son exactly like me. Purport. 12,000 years on the celestial planets is not a very long time for those who live in the upper planetary systems, although it may be very long for those who live on this planet. Sutapa was the son of Brahma. And as we have already understood from Bhagavad Gita 8.17, one day of Brahma equals many millions of years according to our calculation. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu. We should be careful to understand that to get Krishna as one's son, one must undergo such great austerities. If we want to get the Supreme Personality of Godhead to become one of us in this material world, this requires great penance. But if we want to go back to Krishna, Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma Naiti Mameti Swarjuna, Bhagavad Gita 4.9, we need only understand him and love him. Through love only, we can very easily go back home, back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore declared, Prema Pumartho Mahan. Love of God, love of Godhead is the highest achievement for anyone. As we have explained, in the worship of the Lord, there are three stages. Jnana, Jnanamayi, and Rati or love. Sutapa and his wife Prishni inaugurated their devotional activities on the basis of full knowledge. Gradually, they developed love for the supreme personality of Godhead, and when this love was mature, the Lord appeared as Vishnu, although Devaki then requested him to assume the form of Krishna. To love the supreme personality of Godhead more, we want a form of the Lord like Krishna or Rama. We can engage in loving transactions with Krishna specifically. In this age, we are all fallen, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bestow upon us love of Godhead directly. This was appreciated by the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami said, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. Chaitanya Charitamrita 19.53. In this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described as Mahavadanya, the most munificent of charitable persons, because he gives Krishna so easily that one can attain Krishna simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We should therefore take advantage of the benediction given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra we are cleansed of all dirty things, Chetudarpanamarjanam Chaitanya Charitamrita. Antya 20.12, we shall be able to understand very easily that Krishna is the only object of love. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Therefore, one need not undergo severe penances for many thousands of years. One need only learn how to love Krishna and be always engaged in his service. Sevan mukhehi jivvado swayamevas puratiyadaha. Then one can very easily go back home, back to Godhead. Instead of bringing the Lord here for some material purpose, to have a son or whatever else, if we go back to home, back to Godhead, our real relationship with the Lord is revealed and we eternally engage in our eternal relationship. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we gradually develop our eternal relationship with the Supreme Person and thus attain the perfection called Swarupa Siddhi. We should take advantage of this benediction and go back home, back to Godhead. Srila Narottam Das Thakura has therefore sung, Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as an incarnation to deliver all fallen souls like us and directly bestow upon us love of Godhead. We must take advantage of this great benediction of the great personality of Godhead. Please repeat the translation. O sinless Mother Devaki, after the expiry of 12,000 celestial years, in which you constantly contemplated me within the core of your heart, with great faith, devotion, and austerity, I was very much satisfied with you. Since I am the best of all bestowers of benediction, I appeared in the same form as Krishna to ask you to take from me the benediction you desire. You then expressed your desire to have a son exactly like me. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Parishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamimniti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in this verse, this is the chapter called The Birth of Lord Krishna. Krishna has just appeared in front of his loving parents, Vasudev and Devaki. And this is a verse that is being spoken by Lord Krishna himself to his parents, to his mother. And here he's saying that you have performed severe austerities. What was the austerity Vasudev and Devaki had performed? They had practiced tapasya for 12,000 celestial years. Celestial years means as per the measurement of the upper planetary system. In the Brahma Loka, 1 year, Prabhupada is giving that, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Vidhu. 1 day, 12 hours is 1,000 Mahayugas. It runs into some millions and millions of years. And like that, another 12 hours night is also that. So the 24 hours of Brahma is 2 times 2 into 1,000 into 43 lakh years. 4.3 trillion years into 2 it will come. So that 8.6 trillion years. You can imagine. So that is the austerity performed by Krishna's parents to get Krishna as their son. Not so easy to get Krishna as your son. So Prabhupada very nicely points out in the purport 2 things. The first is, it is not so easy to get Krishna as your son. Generally, sometimes people pray, give me a child like you, right? Everybody wants a son like Krishna, all, good qualities, wonderful, loving. But if you're ready to do austerities like this, probably you may get it. Very difficult. So Prabhupada points out, but it is a lot easier to do something else, which is actually the main thing. And what is that? To go back to the spiritual world and to attain love for Krishna. That is much, much easier, which is the goal. Because even if you get Krishna as your son, you take care of him, love him. Of course, that itself is a great qualification and you will go back to Godhead. But instead of getting Krishna as your son and then going back to Godhead, directly go back to Godhead and have Krishna there. Right? There you can relate with Krishna as your son, depending upon your Sarupa Siddhi, whether you are in the Vatsalya Bhava or Madhurya Bhava or Dasya Sakhya, whatever Bhava, you will get it naturally. And then Prabhupada, so it's easier to do that. And then Prabhupada is writing in the purport, and that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came just to tell us how you can go back to Godhead. And he told that to us in a very, very simple and easy way. And not only he told us how to go back to Godhead, he gave us Krishna, who was so difficult to get, he gave us something more. He gave us love of Krishna. To get Krishna is one thing. To know someone, to know Krishna is one thing. Like I know many of you, I know some of you here, but to have a loving relationship with that person is something completely different. That's something very, very supreme, exalted. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us Krishna, to tell us Krishna, and to also give us love of Krishna. That is something very great. And he did that by the simple method of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. This chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is such a powerful mantra that by chanting this mantra nicely, you can get Krishna, you can get love of Krishna, you can get anything that you want. What do we want more after we get Krishna and love of Krishna? Then nothing remains, but you get that. So Prabhupada very nicely ends the purport by saying, in the purport he writes, we must take advantage of this great benediction of the great personality of Godhead. Two greats are used. The great personality of Godhead, who is that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us a benediction. No, he has given us a great benediction. And Prabhupada explains this word great benediction as great boon. Boon, boon means, oh my God, you get something. Boon means you get a boon means you're totally unqualified. You don't deserve it. But somebody just gave it to you. Okay, take and enjoy. So we should remember, Prabhupada writes, we have got a very great boon. And what is that? We have got this mantra. If we chant this mantra, we will get devotion for Krishna, love for Krishna. Nothing else is required. So the whole purport, Prabhupada is writing the same thing. Therefore, one need not undergo severe penances for many thousands of years. One need only learn how to love Krishna and to be engaged in his service. And this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us. That's why it's called Namo Mahavadanyaya. Vadanyaya means one who is munificent. But he's Mahavadanyaya, the most munificent, because he just came and he's just distributing freely. You want, take it. You want, take it. Like this, he went on distributing. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he distributed this love of Godhead to one and all without any restriction to the most fallen souls of this age also. That is why he's also known as the most merciful incarnation. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a nice pastime which explains how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his mission was this, to distribute love of God, to distribute the holy name. And he started this right from the time he took birth. It was a lunar eclipse and the whole world was chanting the holy names of Krishna. So he practically demonstrated right from the time of his birth that this is my task, or this is going to be my activity, this is going to be my mission. Right from before his birth it started. And he was distributing this love of Godhead, and then he realized that not everybody is taking his message seriously. Some few people took, and many people did not take. And what was the reason that quite a good number of people did not take to this to the message that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving? Because they thought, oh, he's a grihastha. Grihasthas and all are fallen people. You have to be a sannyasi. Then at that time, the social system of the country was like that. Unless you're a sannyasi in saffron robe, you've renounced the world, you cannot do all this. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is much more than sannyasi or grihastha or anything. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that that was the social structure of the society at that time. So he thought, okay, no problem. My mission has to be accomplished. Whether as a grihastha or as a sannyasi, it doesn't matter. Let me take it. So you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he sacrificed his own. He had a very loving mother, a very beautiful and obedient wife, and he gave up everything at a young age of 24 just so that he could accomplish his mission. That was the main reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, just so that everybody takes to his message seriously and he can distribute this love of God all over the world. So, before he took sannyas, there were many who didn't take. the blasphemers, the false logicians, the adhama paduas, the fruitive workers, the offenders, the impersonalists, Mayavadi sannyasis, many of them did not take. But the moment this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the moment Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, everybody came and surrendered, except one group. They still did not surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Which group is that? The Mayavadi sannyasis. They did not surrender. The Adhama Paduas, the fruitive workers, the blasphemers, the offenders, the Yauvanas, the Mlechas, all of them surrendered, but the Mayavadi sannyasis. You see how strong they are? That is why Prabhupada says, Mayavadar Bhashya Shunile Hoye Sarvanash. Because why didn't they surrender to Krishna? Because they are great offenders of Krishna. They cannot surrender. And the offense that they have committed towards Krishna is that they deny the existence of Krishna. They say they are God, there is no God, and they say this on the basis of the Vedas. Very serious. You see, somebody says, I'm an atheist, I deny God. Okay, you don't believe in God, you have not studied, you don't believe in Srimad. He's clear and straight. I don't believe in God, I don't believe in Shastra. He's a very frank and honest person. But a person who takes the shelter of the Vedas, shelter of the scriptures, and then denies God based on the scriptures that God has written, that's very serious. So they are great offenders. So they did not surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu had a plan. Just see how merciful Mahaprabhu is. So when Mahaprabhu was passing, during those days, even today, it is true that in Kashi, in Banaras, all these Mayavadi sannyasis, that is their hub. All the Gana lives there. All of them live there. So Mahaprabhu, when he was going for his Vrindavan tour from Jagannath Puri, he happened to stop by at Varanasi. And then when he stopped by, all the Varanasi Mayavadi sannyasis, they were making fun of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What was the fun they were making? Oh, who is this sannyasi Mahaprabhu? He's simply chanting and dancing. Kirtan he's doing. He's not studying Vedanta. Vedanta, according to the Mayavadas, what you should be doing in? You should be studying Vedanta. You should be silent like this, do tapasya, meditation, dhyana, absorb yourself in Brahman, in some dry speculative knowledge, jnana, and that is spiritual life. You can't be chanting and dancing, enjoy it. So they thought that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sentimental sannyasi. He just overflown by some sentiments. He's a bhavuka sannyasi. Bhavuka means false sentiments. Sometimes people sentimentally do things, it's not really with knowledge. So he's just a bhavuka sannyasi. And he doesn't read Vedanta, he doesn't do all these things. Actually, Prabhupada writes in the purport, this is a false accusation of the sannyasis, Mayavadi sannyasis, that we don't know Vedanta, we don't study Vedanta. We know more Vedanta than the Vedanta of the Mayavadi sannyasis. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta krit Vedavit eva chaham. I am the knower, I am the compiler of the Vedas. So actually to know Vedanta, you have to know Krishna. And by Bhagavad Gita, you can know Krishna. And Vedanta, it is said in the Bhagavatam, Sarva Vedanta Saram Hi Shri Bhagavatam Ishyate. Bhagavatam is Sarva Vedanta Sara. Sara means the essence. So Bhagavatam is the essence of Vedanta. So actually, if you want to know Vedanta, you study Bhagavatam, you not only know Vedanta, you know the essence of Vedanta. And what is there in the Vedanta? What is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam. It is a Navavidha Bhakti, it is Shravanam Kirtanam. Tasmat Sankirtanam Vishnu Jagad Mangalam Anhasam. By doing Sankirtan, the whole world can get liberated. So many places in the Bhagavatam it is mentioned that there is a Sankirtana, Yagna Sankirtana Praya. Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Nitai Gauranga ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Yasyams, so one who was engaged in Sankirtana, it is elsewhere said, he's the most intelligent person. So actually, we know Vedanta and we have so many volumes of books. If you want to study, 70 volumes of book Prabhupada has written. And if you take lectures and which is also Shastra, lectures and conversations and all other things, you get 200 volumes of book. No Mayavadi sannyasi can write so many. Not even if you take the book 70 volumes, nobody can write so many. So we have more books than the Mayavadi sannyasis, and we know better Vedanta than the Mayavadi sannyasis. So to say that we don't know Vedanta, we don't engage in studying scriptures, we only do chanting and kirtan, no, it's false. We do study scriptures. So when they blasphemed Mahaprabhu like this, he's a Bhavuka sannyasi, Mahaprabhu just kept quiet. He just smiled to himself and he said, I will handle the situation. Very soberly, Mahaprabhu dealt with it. Not that he got agitated. What are you saying? Very humbly dealt with it. So Mahaprabhu, he was on a mission. Another mission was to go to Vrindavan, give the message to Rup and Sanatan, teach them Bhakti Yoga, and then he was supposed to come back the same route. So Mahaprabhu thought, okay, I will deal with the situation on my way back. So he just neglected them. They were speaking all these things. So Mahaprabhu went. He went to Vrindavan, had engaged in chanting and kirtan, saw the beautiful pastime places in Vrindavan, in Mathura, Govardhan, Yamuna, all these things. And then he returned back via Banaras, Varanasi, to handle the situation. So there, two devotees hosted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhara. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking prasadam in the house of Tapan Mishra and he was staying in the house of Chandrasekhara. These two were nice devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, again, the blasphemy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started by the Mayavadi sannyasis. They were headed by Prakashananda Saraswati. That again, one Bhavuka sannyasi has come to Kashi. He doesn't know anything, simply chanting, kirtan, dancing, no study of Vedanta. So these two devotees, Mahaprabhu was least affected. He is the Supreme Lord. And was blasphemed. When there is blasphemy against you, you should not be affected. You have to be humble. Trinadapi shunichena. When there is blasphemy against God or pure devotees, you should get affected. Like Hanuman got affected. He burned the whole Lanka. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not affected because it was blasphemy towards him. But these two devotees, Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar Acharya, got very affected. They were saying, so they went and they submitted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, our hearts are breaking. We want to commit suicide. We can't hear this blasphemy of yours. You're the Supreme Lord. Please do something about it. They fell at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and begged him to, to do something, to give some intelligence to these Mayavadi sannyasis. They're committing a great offense, calling the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a bhavuka, as a false sannyasi. So Mahaprabhu said, yes, very soon something will be done. So at that moment, now it is when sannyasis go travel, it is a custom that grihasthas and different devotees, they invite sannyasis for lunch at their home. It's a social custom. So that time, one of the Brahmanas, so one of the Brahmanas of Banaras, he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house and requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to accept an invitation for lunch at his home. Now that Banaras sannyasi, the Brahmana, he was little doubtful whether Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will accept the invitation or not, because he had invited many other sannyasis, those Kashi sannyasis, Prakashananda Saraswati and his group, the Mayavadis, also to his house.
And generally Mahaprabhu doesn't mix, a Vaishnava sannyasi generally doesn't mix with Mayavadi sannyasis for eating together and all that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict in all these things. So he came, but he said, okay, let me anyway extend an invitation. It's my duty to extend the invitation. So he came and he extended the invitation to Mahaprabhu. This was all an arrangement by Mahaprabhu himself. He inspired that Mayavadi sannyasi, that Brahmana, to invite all the Mayavadi sannyasis and also to invite him. So he came and invited, and Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra wanted to see what Mahaprabhu, how he would respond. And Mahaprabhu said, okay, I accept the invitation. So they understood that Mahaprabhu is now planning something. So Mahaprabhu accepted. The Brahmana was very happy that he accepted, and he left home. And next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to for lunch. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes, and he at the in all houses, just at the entry, there is a tap with which to wash your feet. It's a custom that before you enter the house, you wash your feet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed his feet, and before that he paid obeisances, because all the big large group, you see Prakashananda Saraswati and a huge group of his disciple, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone. Now he has to face this group. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu behaved very humbly. He went, he paid obeisances to all of them, and he washed his feet, and he just sat down there only. It's a little dirty place. He didn't come up and sit with them. He just sat down in the dirty place, showing his humility. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did something. He's God. So he exhibited his effulgence, Tejomaya Prakash, Mahatejomaya Prakash. Teja means, an effulgence. Mahate Prakash, a light came out from him. This because he was God, and this was his mercy on the Mayavadi sannyasis, because they'd already committed so many offenses. So by this, Mayavadi sannyasis could understand he is not an ordinary person. He is not just simply a bhavuka sannyasi. What is this effulgence coming out of him? So the moment they saw Mahaprabhu like this, they all got up from their places out of respect for Mahaprabhu, understanding he's no ordinary person, and they requested Mahaprabhu, please come up. Who are you? You are appearing so brilliant, so effulgence. And please come up and sit with us. Mahaprabhu said, no, this place is okay for me. But then Prakashananda Saraswati, the head of the group, he came up, he stood up, they were standing, and very respectfully he came down where Mahaprabhu was sitting, and respectfully held his hand and brought him to an elevated position, gave him an anasana, and told him to sit down. So now the way Prakashananda Saraswati approached Mahaprabhu respectfully, got up from his seat and made Mahaprabhu sit down, already the purification had started beginning. Just by Mahaprabhu exhibiting his Mahatejamaya Prakash. And then some conversations ensued. So this Prakashananda Saraswati, then earlier he was ridiculing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? He was speaking in a casual tone. Now, very respectfully, he is speaking. So that much change has happened. But he still feels Mahaprabhu is Bhabuka, he's a sentimental. Why is he not studying Vedanta? He should be studying Vedanta. Why is he singing and dancing? So he told Mahaprabhu, you are a sannyasi, you have taken sannyas from Keshav Bharati, who was also from the impersonalist school. So you are like one of us. And so may I please ask you, why are you not studying Vedanta? Why are you only engaged in chanting and reading and chanting and dancing? So Mahaprabhu's reply was, I don't study Vedanta because the Guru told me you are a great fool. Foolish people cannot study Vedanta. Guru mora murkha dekhilo, korilo shashan. So is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a fool? But you see, this is how he presented himself. Again, the learning, you see how humbly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is presenting himself. And then there are some nice verses. So I'll read those verses. He said, Guru told me like this, Murkha tumi tomar nahi ko Vedanta adhikar. You are a fool, you don't have adhikar on Vedanta. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the greatest scholar of all times. He defeated, we know the story, how he defeated Keshav Kashmiri. When he was, that time he was a small young boy. Nobody was able to face Keshav Kash. Everybody was afraid and trembling like this. And they all went away. Then they said, okay, let's put Mahaprabhu in the front. He's a young boy. The debate, it's Keshav Kashmiri was Digvijay, was such a big pandit in Sanskrit. And he announced that, I am ready to defeat anyone. Anybody has the courage to come and face me? And Navadvip was the center, the Pitha of Sanskrit, learning. All the Navadvip great scholars just hid themselves. And they put Chaitanya. They thought if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes, he's a young boy. If he gets defeated, no problem, we'll have one more chance to prepare. And if he wins, we'll be so happy that a young boy defeated him. So they sent Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu easily defeated him. So that was the scholarship ability, erudite scholarship ability of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, Guru Mora Murkha Dekhilo Korilo Sashana. Murkho tumi tomar nahi ko Vedanta adhikar. You don't have adhikar on Vedanta, don't study, you're a fool. Then what you should do? Krishna mantra japo sada. A mantra sar. You just chant the Krishna mantra. This mantra is the sar, is the essence of everything. And what did his guru tell him? Ishwarapuri tell him? Krishna mantra hoite hobe samsara mochana. Krishna naam hoite pabe Krishnera charana. Vedanta also, Mayavadis, they read Vedanta, study Vedanta for what? To get rid of this material existence, right? And attain liberation. But for them, liberation is not permanent. You will come back to this material world. But in Krishna mantra, also you get that. This is a very basic and automatic thing that you get. It is said liberation you get even in Namabhas stage. While your offenses are not 100% cleared, in the clearing stage, you get Namabhas. So Krishna mantra hoite hobe samsara mochana. You'll get deliverance from samsara. Krishna naam hoite pabe Krishnera charana. And you'll get something more. You will get the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna's charana. Further, his guru said, Naam binu kali kale ar nahi dharma. Naam binu kali kale ar nahi dharma. Sarva mantra sar naam. A shastra marma. So there is no other dharma left in Kali Yuga except chanting the holy name. And Sarva mantra sar. All the mantras, you take all, there will be crores and crores of mantras in our Vedic scriptures. Sarva mantra sar, the essence is this naam. And who is saying this? A shastra marma. This is the conclusion of the scriptures. So he says, my spiritual master told me to just chant the mantra. So in my throat, I'm having just this mantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us two mantras. One mantra to keep in our throat and one mantra around our throat, around our neck. One around the neck, one mantra, one mantra inside the throat. What is the mantra inside the throat? Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama eva kevalam. Kalau nasteva, 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 gatiranyata. Always chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And around the neck is the mood in which you should chant. Trinadapi shuni chena, taroriva sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. That should be around our neck. In that mood, we should chant. So, Mahaprabhu said, I am just chanting this mantra because this is what my Guru Maharaj told me. My Ishwarapuri, my spiritual master, told me. And then what happened to me, Prakashananda, he's telling, the conversation is going on. He's saying, E Agya Paya Nam Loinu Anukshana. I got this order and continuously Anukshana, I'm continuously chanting the holy name. What happened? Nam loite loite mora bhranto hoilo mana. E Agya Paya Nam Loinu Anukshana, continuously. Nam loite loite bhranta holo mana. I got bhranta, I mean, I became mad. My mind, something else started happening. It was a spiritual madness that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was experiencing. And there's a rasa, there's a taste in the holy name. So Mahaprabhu, he further continues. He said, I'm going mad. I don't know. I'm not able to chant. I'm not able to. So I got confused. What happened? Have I gone mad? So I again went back to my Guru. Guru Maharaj, what kind of a mantra have you given me? So he told the Guru, what kind of a mantra have you given me? I am going mad. And this is one of the very nice shlokas in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kiba, so he's telling his spiritual master, Kiba mantra dila goshai, kiba tar bala. What kind of a mantra you have given me and what kind of a power it has? Kiba tar bala, kiba mantra dila goshai, kiba tar bala, japite mantra, kurilo pagala. Chanting and chanting the mantra, I have become mad with ecstasy. Prabhupada writes there are 8 ecstatic transformations that a devotee goes through, and Mahaprabhu was going through all of them. He's going mad. And then we submitted this to the spiritual master, Ishwarapuri. He was very, very happy. He felt, I have one qualified disciple who has achieved success. And he thanked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's thanking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the disciple. You have made my life successful by yourself becoming successful. And then he preached to him, you are rightly situated. This man hoilo bhranta, man hoilo pagala is the effect, the transcendental, wonderful effect of the holy name. He said, Krishna Nama Maha Mantre Eito Swabhav. This is the nature of Krishna mantra, that ye jape tar upajay bhav. Anybody who chants, he develops wonderful bhavas, wonderful ecstatic emotions for the holy name, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So, and this is what in the purport also Prabhupada is writing in today's word, that generally people know dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That's all. Religious principle, dharma, artha, you get economic gains, kama, with that you can satisfy your desires, and finally after satisfying your desires, you get moksha. But this is not all. This is very insignificant. This is very insignificant. He says, this is Chaturtha Purushartha. There's a Panchama Purushartha. And that Panchama Purushartha is Panchama Purushartha Prem. Ananda Amrita Sindhu. It is an Ananda Amrita. Ananda. Prem is what? It's happiness, bliss. Even Mayavadi sannyasis, Vedantists, they want happiness. There's some Brahmananda. But the Brahmananda is a drop of happiness. Actually, material happiness is a drop when compared to an ocean of happiness, which is Brahmananda. And this ocean of happiness, Brahmananda, becomes like a drop when compared to love of Godhead, which actually is the real ocean. So Brahmananda is like a drop of happiness when compared to Krishna Prema, which is like an ocean. So Panchama Purushartha Prem, Ananda Amrita Sindhu, Mokshadi Ananda. Mokshadi means it's Brahmananda, this is what Mayavadi sannyasis are. Mokshadi Ananda Yar, Nahi Ek Bindu. They are not even a drop of it. It's not even a drop of it. So like this, the dialogue goes on continuing. And all the Mayavadi sannyasis of Banaras, they understood that Mahaprabhu has, and Mahaprabhu is a long conversation. Please, you may read that. It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 7, and elsewhere also it is given. And very nicely, very soundly, using Vedanta philosophy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeats all the arguments of that the Mayavadi sannyasis were placing. And then Prakashananda and the entire group become completely convinced that yes, Brahmananda is not everything. There is something higher than Brahmananda, and that is the love of Krishna. And they accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, and then all of them surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all of them become disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, after becoming the disciples, there's a huge Sankirtan that happens in the Kashi, Banaras, and everybody's bewildered. What is this Sankirtan happening in Kashi, Varanasi? I heard yesterday you all did a big Sankirtan in the palace. So, and everybody, they were accusing Mahaprabhu, why is he studying Vedanta? He's jumping and chanting and dancing. All the Mayavadi sannyasis all over Kashi, they were jumping and chanting and dancing, participating in the Sankirtana Yagna. So this is the transformation. So you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Namo Mahavadanya. He not only converted Jagai, Madai, all the fallen, he actually converted the impersonalists who are considered to be the greatest offenders. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not leave anyone. Without exception, he gave this love of Godhead to everyone just by chanting the mantra. So that's why Prabhupada ends the purport by saying, this is the great benediction, not a benediction. It's a great benediction given by the great personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should be very, very serious about this chanting of mantra. If we want to realize the effect of this mantra completely, then we have to chant nicely. We have to hear, I'll just end in a few minutes. We have to chant a little loudly. We have to hear attentively, and we have to chant very clearly. Loud chanting, clear chanting, and attentive hearing. Whenever the mind goes away, we must try to bring back the mind into hearing the holy name. Then if we chant like this, very quickly we can realize God. Krishna will bless us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's blessing is already there on us. And we just have to perfect ourselves. There has to be some endeavor that we have to put in. We just have to put that endeavor every day. It's a very simple endeavor. Prabhupada says chanting is very simple. It's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. It's very simple. So why are we not achieving perfection? Because there's one more thing. Chanting is very simple, but one must practice it seriously. The serious practice has to happen. And what is that serious practice? That serious practice is seeing to it that when the mind is running away, you bring back the mind into hearing the holy name. It runs away, you bring it back. And that is by hearing. So loud chanting, clear chanting, and hearing the holy name. So this purport, Prabhupada is explaining this, that it is very difficult to get Krishna as your son, but it's very easy to go back to Godhead and to associate with Krishna simply by chanting the holy names of Krishna. And so we must pray to the holy name, to the Nama Prabhu, to please bless us, to please help us in chanting this Hare Krishna mantra very attentively every day. Pray to Srila Prabhupada. It is by your mercy, by your blessings, I'll be able to chant. And like that, we continue our spiritual life, making this practice, taking this practice very seriously and sincerely. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand.